Got the interior cleaned up. It actually doesn't look too bad in here. Once I paint it, I think it's going to bring it right around. But it looks a lot cleaner in here. So as you can see, I put the dashboard in. I really don't like it. It's just all cut up. It just doesn't look good. So I think I'm going to make one out of fiberglass. I'll probably do an entire episode on that, but for now I'm just going to kind of make some panels for in here, up here. And that's also another reason why I don't like it, is because it's not like mounted in there very well. I'm going to make a little panel for inside where the regular dashboard or the gauge cluster was, because I'm going to be running a digital dash, so I'm going to put it in there like just a panel, and then I'm actually going to have the guys at Tuner Tools in Massachusetts, maybe they're in New Hampshire, but they're going to wire this, put in the digital dash, the PDM stuff, and do all the wiring for me. It's not that I can't do it, but I know they'll do it in a much more timely manner, and it'll be much more professional than what I can do. So I'm willing to pay for that. And it's going to be kind of crunch time when it comes to new wiring. So yeah, I'm going to start dicking around with that, make some panels, make sure I can actually reach this too. I want to make sure I can reach this from the driver's seat, because if I can't reach it in case an emergency when I need to shut it down, that would suck. I also want to make sure I can reach the digital dash from the seat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start making up some panels for those. I think I might make like a little panel deal for around here. This actually doesn't look too bad, but let me bring it to the other side here. It just, I'm not necessarily super nitpicky about the way stuff looks, but it kind of does look hack. Like it's kind of just gross up in here, over there. This is just meh. And then all these cuts and stuff are just not ideal. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to make some CAD templates, fill in these little holes here with stuff. And I really think I'm going to try and do fiberglass, unless I can get it to look real good using this one. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I struggle with these things because I'm not very good at visualizing the futures. This stuff will be all right. I'm gonna fiberglass. I decided I am gonna make this out of fiberglass anyway, so I can tape this up a little bit more, kind of tape around the edges to make it all nice and flush. So when I fiberglass it, I don't have to sand the shit out of it. So yeah, I'm struggling with making the little piece in here. I don't have a spare dash or a cluster to like use as a mock-up. So I'm kind of struggling a little bit with figuring that out, like marking it out and stuff. I'm just kind of doing a really, really terrible job. Yeah, I'm just going to keep cutting it and hacking it, and it's going to look really stupid. And I'm probably going to spend way too long on it to make it look good, but I'll figure it out, you know how to. Yeah, judge me real hard on this. Oh, yeah, look at this. I should just like paint it all black or just flock right over this. It'd be mint, dude. So it looks pretty ugly. Still gotta cut this off. Forgot about that, so I'll cut that off. That's nice and crooked because it's broken. There's a little plastic piece that's broken back here. I don't even know how to fiberglass, so I kind of feel like I just, went full tilt into something I have absolutely no idea how to. I'm gonna just pretend like I know what I'm doing and do a little bit of research on how to fiberglass, and then we'll try it. We'll try it, and I'll probably do a lot of layers to make sure it doesn't fall apart. But like, I don't need to make a negative or anything over this because it's like I gotta trim it up to fit around the roll cage and stuff. But painter's tape and cardboard and a little bit of duct tape because I ran out of painter's tape. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll look alright when it's done. I mean, that's mint right there. And look at that, it goes right with the curve there. See that? Perfect. Dashboard is in. Looks pretty alright. Doesn't affect seeing out the windshield. Got nice and close over here. I can reach the flat spot on the dashboard. I think it's gonna come out nice when we do the fiberglass. The only thing I'm trying to figure out right now is if we should make this removable, just like the other one was, and if I should pull this piece out right here, this little piece. Should I pull it out, fiberglass, then make this piece separate, and then fiberglass and put it in? So yeah, I'm not really sure how to do that. I could just cut it right out and make it removable after I make the whole thing. I could literally just cut this piece out, but I'm wondering if it's going to be easier to just make that piece separately. The only thing is I'll have to like somehow figure out how to undersize it, because then when I put the layers of fiberglass over this piece won't fit in there nicely. So I might just have to like trim this here. But once the fiberglass comes in and we start messing with it a little bit, I'll figure out exactly how that's going to work. I do need to make some like tabs and stuff just to like hold on to. So I don't know how exactly I'm going to do that. Again, I think I'm going to wait till we start dicking around with it. I wanted to just test fit it with the dry some firewall in there. Looks pretty good. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. So I'm going to leave this in here for now, move on to some other stuff, and brace yourselves for how ugly this looks. So Amanda and I were dicking around with this, trying to make it out of fiberglass. I mean, I think once it's all cut and flocked, it'll actually look all right. This kind of stuff I just need to clean up here. The biggest issue was that the fiberglass weave that I got was way, way thicker than I thought it was going to be. It did, however, get a little bit easier to work with once we got the resin on it, but it just was not as easy as I wanted it to be. However, the good side to that is this seems super stiff. Like it's super, super thick. So I think it'll be all right. What I'll do is I'll trim this kind of stuff up, trim this up, feather it all in, cut this stuff out of here, just get it so it has a nice defined shape. I'm going to add some pieces in here, down on the bottom. I know that this is uneven. I don't really care that much. But yeah, I think it just needs a little bit of doctoring. I mean, again, it seems really, really stiff, which is awesome. So I think that'll be the next project for today, is just cleaning this up as much as I can, prepping it for just a little bit of help, and then yeah, we'll see how it comes out. But I think it'll pop right off of the original dash here. We did put a gel coat of this mold release, and I mean, I already was starting to like peel it a little bit to see. I think it's going to work just fine.
So close. I'm sweating. I almost got this off here. It's literally this one section right here that you can see that's still attached to the dashboard that I need to release. Struggling real hard, but it'll be worth it to save the $500 or $400, whatever it is, for one of these made. Yeah, it probably took me way too long with Amanda to do it, but sometimes saving money is better than saving time, which usually isn't my motto, but anyway. Wow, I'm sweating. Got it popped off. It's definitely not super duper rigid, but dude, it'll work for a dashboard. So I'm gonna cut all this extra stuff off, try to clean it up a little bit, cut all this stuff like I was saying before, see how good we can make it look, make this a little bit nicer. Might add a little piece right here just to add a little bit of rigidity for in here. But yeah, pretty excited, honestly. I mean, it was a lot of work, but yeah, save some dough. Alright, I got it all trimmed up. Gonna leave that to see if I can make a little panel in there and use some of that. Got this all squared off here, all the big stuff. I just hit it real quick with this 80 grit sanding block just to get all the edges down and make it so I don't get schmoo all over me. But I will eventually hit it with a palm sander. We'll probably do like an 80 grit and then we'll flock it. But it really doesn't look too bad. I think I'm just gonna clean this stuff up here, maybe add like a little piece here, and maybe cut this stuff. I don't really know. I was actually thinking about putting a little piece of metal in here, just to add some rigidity. But we'll see how I feel once we get it in the car and take a look at it. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it'll look fine once it's flocked, but I think that's the height that it wants to be at. Coming over here, I got all this notched out. It's up pretty much where it's supposed to be, up in the front there. I mean, I think this is pretty much where it needs to go. I know I can kind of just put it wherever I want, but yeah, I just want to make sure, it's going where it's supposed to go. I think I can probably just put a briv nut right here and just put a nut in right on top of that with a washer, and this side definitely won't go anywhere. That'll keep it nice and rigid. Fairly certain it's pretty square in there, left to right. I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I like it and don't like it at the same time. I know it doesn't really make sense, but yeah, so I think, because over here, I've only got just a little bit. I mean, I could actually just put like a nut right here. I could weld a nut straight to that. And then bolt that right there, do that on the other side. And then maybe I'll make a mount in the middle to hold this up, because I'm fairly certain, regardless if I do that side or this side, it's going to sag in the middle. Alright. Per usual, I've been struggling a little bit, but that's alright. Yeah, so I readjusted. I had already made some holes and readjusted and realized it needed to be a little bit higher to fit the digital dash here. But what I'll do is I'm going to, probably not tonight, but I'll do some touching up on like this stuff here. I'll actually reinforce this and probably put like 2 or 3 layers of fiberglass here to make sure it's nice and rigid. But I put a little standoff here to put it where it's supposed to be. On the other side, I actually could go right to the roll cage, as you can see there. And I'm not sure how good you'll be able to see it underneath. Yeah, you can. So yeah, I got those all lined up there too. And they look really awkward, but that's because this actually comes down at a weird, funky angle. So that's why they just don't really look right. But that's the way it's got to be. So I can actually pull this off now, weld those, and then this has its permanent mounting spot. I'm hoping that this doesn't bounce around too much when I'm driving. It might become annoying. I don't know. If it does, maybe I'll do something different up front. But I think it'll be alright. Where at worst case, I can put a piece of vacuum line on the very end of that, and when it tucks in there, it might like squeeze in just right. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna put a piece of metal here, and it's actually gonna put some riv nuts on that piece that's in the back there and put a piece of metal here, so this is gonna be nice and rigid also. So I'm hoping that'll also take care of this moving around a little bit. Alright, so it's probably like 2 months later, but this is the end of the video now. We've got the flocked dash, and I think it came out pretty good. Amanda and I put these like little vacuum tubes around the outside and flocked over those. Some of them came off, so Amanda actually super glued them the other day. But the keypad for the car is mounted. The Tuner Tools guys mounted that. We also got the power on-off button here, and then we've got the data loggers, and I believe one is a USB drive, so you can just pull information right out of there. One of these is. Yep. So these are just ways to extract data over here on the passenger side. But yeah, I think the dash came out pretty good. some little globs of stuff here and there, but like it's gonna make it so there is no glare, and I think it looks relatively okay, which is all we're going for. It's a race car. It's not a show car. So that's the end of the video.
How much do you think this weighs?
Well, before we put this in it and those in it, I would say probably like less than 6 pounds. Might be like maybe like 8 pounds. No, it's probably definitely not that. Because yeah, with these out, like this keypad weighs a decent amount, and those do too. So I don't know, probably like 6 or 8 pounds, which is, I think the carbon fiber ones are like 6. So yeah, no, it probably is somewhere around like 8 or 9 pounds, but still that's significantly lighter than a regular dashboard, and it's gonna serve its purpose, which is to hold this and then house the Link ECU dash there. So yeah, next video we're actually putting that together, so you'll see all the stuff about that.